We just want everyone to be arrested who has something to do with my daughter's death.
No justice, no peace.
Like, this is the morgue. And I was like, the morgue? They was like, yes, ma'am. They was like, well, we're waiting on your daughter's body to come through. I'm like, whoa.
Just after midnight at the Hyatt Regency in downtown Atlanta, a 16-year-old girl named Kalecia Williams is in a hotel room, phone in hand, recording herself dancing for TikTok. The timestamp reads 12:02 a.m. She's smiling, moving to the music, completely unaware that she's filming her final moments alive. Then something changes. Her expression shifts. Someone walks into the frame. She looks startled. The video cuts off. Minutes later, a gunshot echoes through the hotel. Two men rush through the lobby carrying Kalecia's bleeding body to the elevator. She's been shot in the groin. By 12:30 a.m. at the hospital, she's pronounced dead. Her parents? They won't find out for another 8 hours. They thought their daughter was at a safe, chaperone party at an Airbnb. Instead, she was at a hotel with boys, with no real supervision. And now she's gone. 21 minutes passed between that TikTok video and her death. What happened in those 21 minutes? And why is the boy who confessed to killing her walking free today? If stories like this matter to you, if you believe Kalecia Williams deserves justice, hit that subscribe button right now. Her voice was silenced, but her story won't be forgotten.
Tonight here at home, family and friends of a 16-year-old who was shot to death last month gathered today not only to honor her, but to call for action.
Atlanta police say a teenage boy was arrested after the shooting at the Hyatt Regency, but as Fox 5's Alex Whitler reports, her family says that's not enough.
Says they're baffled as to why 16-year-old Kalecia Williams, or Pinky as they called her, never made it out of the Hyatt Regency alive. They say she was supposed to be at a chaperoned event at an Airbnb, and they believe the shooter isn't the only person responsible for her life being cut short.
Police have identified a teenage girl who was shot and killed just after midnight at a downtown Atlanta hotel. 16-year-old Kalecia Williams was staying with a boy at the Hyatt Regency. Police say the two got into an argument which ended with Williams being shot. She later died at the hospital. Police say a young man has been detained and charged in her murder. He was taken to the Metro Youth Detention Center.
They'd have done this once before, so we was a little comfortable of letting her go the second time. And we spoke to the mother, and she said she was going to...
A lot of foul play, and I'm just trying to put all the pieces together because I don't feel like the system is doing enough work to help. I was responsible for getting the hotel room for these minors. The hotel room was in her name, so I feel like she should be held accountable for my daughter's death as well. After she made that last TikTok video at 12:02 and she was dead at 12:23. I need answers from 12:02 to 12:23.
Still no concrete answers outside of an arrest, according to Atlanta police. But this South Carolina woman just connected with the family days ago.
And I just got a chill in my body when she called me and my wife.
She says she stayed at the hotel during the chaos.
She was like, what hotel we at? What hotel? She was panicking, like she didn't know what was the name of the hotel. I seen two guys walking off the elevator with a little girl holding her, holding one leg. One was holding one leg and the other one was holding the other leg, and that was saying she had been shot.
She says she took this video of EMTs trying to resuscitate Pinky, which only makes the family even more suspicious. 24 friends and family members of 16-year-old Kalecia Williams shouted her name from the Hyatt Regency where she was last seen alive.
Kalecia's parents, April Smith and her stepfather Ronnie Savoy, gave their daughter permission to go to what they thought was a safe party. Their friend's mother, Infinity's mom, told them it would be at an Airbnb. Chaperoned. No boys. Just teenagers having fun after Christmas. But none of that was true. The group ended up at the Hyatt Regency Hotel downtown. Boys were there. The supervision promised? It didn't exist. And nobody bothered to tell Kalecia's parents that the entire plan had changed. When that gunshot went off at 12:02 a.m., April and Ronnie had no idea their daughter was even in danger. They were home, believing she was exactly where they'd been told she'd be. It wasn't until 8 hours later, 8 hours, that the chaperone finally called them. That's when they found out about the hotel, about the boys, about everything that had gone wrong, and that their daughter was dead. The person who pulled the trigger was 16-year-old Kyrie Brown. He knew Kalecia. They were in that hotel room together when an argument broke out. According to the reports, Brown tried to force himself on her. When she fought back, he grabbed a gun he had no legal right to carry, and shot her. He didn't run. He stayed at the scene. When police arrived, he confessed. Brown was charged as a juvenile with felony murder, aggravated assault, reckless conduct, and illegal possession of a firearm. He was locked up in juvenile detention. But here's where this gets even more painful for Kalecia's family. He served about 1 year. 1 year. Then he was released on bond around 2022. It's now 2026, and there's no clear information about whether he ever faced an adult trial or received a final sentence. A 16-year-old girl is dead. The person who admitted to killing her spent roughly 12 months behind bars. Does that sound like justice to you? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Kalecia's parents weren't just grieving, they were furious. They protested at the Hyatt Regency. They demanded answers. They wanted charges brought against the chaperone, whose name was on that hotel room booking. They blamed Infinity and the others who lied about where the party would be, who created the situation that led to their daughter's death. They started a petition on change or demanding full accountability. They asked the question everyone's been asking since that night. What happened in those 21 minutes between the TikTok video and the gunshot? We may never know all the details, but we know enough to understand that every adult who was supposed to protect Kalecia that night failed her. Let's talk about who Kalecia really was, because she deserves to be remembered as more than just another true crime story. Her family called her their angel. 5 days after she was murdered, Kalecia should have been celebrating her 17th birthday. Instead, her funeral was held on January 2nd, 2021. So, what can we learn from this tragedy? First, always verify where your children actually are, not where they said they'd be, not where you were told they'd be, where they are. A single phone call to confirm the address could have saved Kalecia's life. Second, if you take responsibility for someone else's child, you carry their life in your hands. Changing plans without notifying the parents isn't just careless, it's dangerous. Those adults made choices that night, and a teenager died because of them. Third, our justice system isn't working the way it should. A young girl was killed. Her attacker confessed. And somehow, he's out living his life while Kalecia's family visits a cemetery. That's not justice. That's failure. And finally, the technology we use every day, the videos we post, the moments we capture, those become evidence when tragedy strikes. Kalecia's final TikTok showed the world exactly when things went wrong. Sometimes our digital footprints are the only witnesses left to tell the truth. Kalecia Williams trusted the people around her. She trusted her friend. She trusted the chaperone. She trusted that the adults would keep their promises. That trust was shattered, and it cost her everything. She wasn't just a victim. She wasn't just a statistic. She was Pinky, a daughter, a creator, a teenager who loved to dance and had her whole life ahead of her. What's your take on this case? Should the chaperone have been charged? Should Brown still be in prison? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more cases where accountability matters, where justice is demanded, hit that like and subscribe button. Kalecia Williams deserved better. Let's make sure her story is never forgotten.